Just give me confirmation, Raj or Jose, or something. You're able to hear me, right? Yeah, fine. So it got stuck so far. I don't know why. Yeah, fine, guys. So as part of our full stack development journey, so in our previous session, we have talked about what are the IT companies, what are different types of IT companies, what are the service-based IT companies, and what they do, and what are product-based IT companies and what they are doing, and also talk very important topic that is software development lifecycle. In that, what are the different steps are involved? Means any project or any application is created. Before that application is getting created, so what are the things happens behind the scenes? Or stepwise, what are the different things happens? So those are the things we have discussed in the previous session, right? So it actually starts from the requirement gathering. Assume this is one company, like a client or customer. This company wants some website or some web application for doctors to log in and for patients to log in and all. Then these people will go and meet something like one IT company, software IT company, especially the service based one, and they'll be telling their requirements. So in this phase, what happens is requirement gathering will happen. The representatives or business development people from this XYZ IT solutions will talk to these people, and they will be getting all the requirements, whatever they will be getting, and it's not like oral, so everything will be like well documented. When taking the requirements, things will be documented. Then requirements, whatever the requirements are gathered over there, and they will be analyzed, and according to that, as per their this company needs, people will be plan the things like what is the time, how much time, and also as per the time how many resources are available to particular technology and all. They will be analyzing, and after that they will be setting up the infrastructure. So uh, this activity usually be done with the high level people in the company, like project heads or delivery heads, delivery managers will be there, and they'll be taking care of all these things. Next is the main phase, one of the main phase, that is like design. So depending on your application, whether it is a healthcare project, or whether it is a e-commerce application, or whether it is a social media application, depending on that, so what should be the design, like what and example here is like how many modules are there in that particular project, and how it has to be done with respect to the front end, back end, and everything will be designed over there. And the people like architect level will be involved in this particular phase called design. Once that has been done, then it will be moved to the next phase called coding phase. And this coding phase is one which is very important phase, where the main coding will be starting. Before that, whatever it's been happening, it is nothing like coding. It is just like coming up with an idea, taking the requirements together, planning the things, allotting the resources, providing the infrastructure, and what to be developed, having an idea, like creating one design, that will be there. But writing the code with any language will not happen up to third step. The fourth step only, people will start writing the code. So depending on that, see, already in the planning phase, they choose which particular technology to be used. Here only they'll be choosing everything. The example I told, this not only this, everything will be chosen over there, that what front end technology should be used, and what back end should be used, and what database should be used, and what we say here, what framework should be used. So like that, everything will be planned here. According to that planning, only coding will be started. But people will develop everything here like module wise. So complete project is not like at a time people will not do. They will be creating it like a module wise, and all people will not be doing all the activities. So one module will be given to certain set of people, and those people will be working on that particular activity over there. So whatever it is, they will be working on that. Next is once that phase is completed, here the complete product will be with functionality they will be creating. Then that will be moved to the testing phase where people will be checking. In the testing, what will happen actually? People will be checking. In simple words, it is like checking whether it is properly working or not. By all means, they'll be checking it by all means, and they'll be trying to find the errors. In some or the other way, they will try to find the errors. And if any errors found over there, and they'll be reporting it to the development team, and again the team will be uh, revising those errors, like they'll be removing them. Again the code will be revised, and that will be again sent back to the testing team. This will keep on happening until the moment or they get which is error free code. After that, deployment, because so far whatever the testing or development is happening is at the IT company only. Everything is happening in their computers, but end of the day it should be available to all the people, right? So for that they have to deliver the project. Deliverment, since it is not a physical thing, so it's a project, right? It's an application. So they delivering or deploying is nothing but they'll be ensuring that they'll be asking the domain name what they want customer, and already they will be purchasing some domain. To that, it's nothing but a computer only, virtual computer in the internet. There they'll be pushing the code or project, whatever the project they created, they'll be pushing that project into this particular domain. Then whoever opens this particular domain from anywhere, they can sit anywhere in the world, and they can able to open this. Once that is done, then they can able to connect it to anyone can able to open it, and they can work on that. So while doing this deployment, actually deployment engineers will be there, cloud engineers and DevOps people will be there, but along with them sometimes senior developers also sit along with them, and they'll be doing this activity. Once that everything is done, once it is delivered to the customer, still the customer want some support from the development team, like that whatever it is, like from the IT company they want some support as well. So they'll be extending the support, but that is separate story. So developing and delivering is a separate cost, everything different, and the support is different. In this way things will be happening. This is what we have discussed in the previous class, right? Now in today's session, we are going to discuss about, I told you, the roadmap for your stack development course. So here first I will be starting from the front end, and this will be from the scratch. So you no need to have any what I say, like prior knowledge of any particular technology to start with this. So I'll be starting from the front end, and in that we'll be dealing with the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and after that we'll be learning about React. And here one framework, one library file will be there, like a ready-made CSS library that is called Bootstrap. This also will be discussing. Once we are done with this, then only we'll be moving to the backend. So in the backend, you'll be having different flavors, right? So you guys can choose it. So you can go with this, like this. You can choose, and along with the database. So this will be there, and along with the database will be talking. Then within the front end, we'll be first starting with the HTML. So our journey will start from HTML. So whatever the order I mentioned here, in this order will be learning, and this would take around 3.5 to 4 months. The complete course will take from 3.5 to 4 months will be the stipulated amount of time. And in this particular course, I told you we'll be doing around 7 live projects. We'll be doing in the total period of your course. So what are those live projects? Means we can have different projects, but what are the different technologies we use for each project is something which we are going to discuss now. So the first project one, see, this will be doing after finishing two main technologies or two basic technologies called HTML and CSS. Once we are done with HTML and CSS, then we'll be doing the project one. So what is this project? It is nothing but it's a simple website. We'll be creating a website, and this website is a static website. Why? I already told you that if you use only HTML, and these three are the main technologies, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for creating the web pages and websites. These are something extra, but if you don't know them, also fine. But we should know definitely these three. In this HTML, we'll add the content to the web page. So, what is the beauty of HTML? It will add content to your web page. So, what does it mean by content? Content means text. Whatever we see on the web page. What we see in the web page? Images, text, sometimes some links, etc. We will see so many things, like videos and all. That will be added with the HTML. And after that, we'll be adding some stylings with help of CSS. So stylings include what? We can change the colors, right? And you can change the text size, and you can change backgrounds. So all these things are example for stylings. We can able to change with the help of CSS. But by using both HTML and CSS, we can create only static web pages. Static means pages are created while user is using them. They cannot interact with that web pages or website. They can only work with that. They can only see that, but they cannot interact with that. So that's why we call them static web pages or something like static websites. Next, using JavaScript technology, we can able to add that dynamic nature. Static opposite is what? Dynamic. So people can interact. So that dynamic nature is added to the pages with the help of JavaScript. Fine. Now, so using this HTML and CSS, we'll be creating one static website. So it can be anything. You can create a website like some uh, coffee shop website, or you can have something like online store, online store front end, anything, or news portal, something kind of thing. Project will be creating. Next will be the second project, project 2. In this, we'll be using the technologies HTML, CSS will be using, and Bootstrap. It's an external CSS library. We'll be using this. So don't worry about this. I'll be talking about this when time comes. Here, if I say you may not understand, but it's okay. In simple words, I can say like you want your site to be properly visible in different kind of devices. Different kind of devices means like you should open it in the if you open it in the laptop, desktop, tab, ipad, right, or mobile phones, like high-end mobile phones, or something like mobile phones with small screens, mobile phones with medium screens, mobile phones with large screens. So whatever it could be, so whatever the way you open them, whatever the devices you open, in that the website should or web page should display in a proper way. So it should not be like cut. Sometimes what happens, some content will be like cut, right? If you are using it the phone, suddenly what happens, assume like there is one image in the laptop, the image will be properly displayed, but the same site if you open in your phone, then some of the image will look like something is cutting over there, right? So then you have to swipe, right? You have to something like you have to scroll, or you have to swipe to see the proper image. So we should not things should not happen like that. So the size should be adjusted accordingly. So if it is opening in the like desktop or laptop, it should be large, and when it is opening in the mobile and all, it should be small. So small, like it should be automatically it should be adjusted. So that is what a responsive design, and that kind of site will be developing with the help of these technologies like HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. So the project will be like responsive static website will be creating. Again, same story, that website can be anything. It's a news portal or anything. You can create an online store, something like that. So this is about your second project will be there. See, these things we'll be doing once we are done with the technologies. So apart from the project, daily we'll be doing the task. And for this HTML and CSS, they are pretty simple. So here we'll be doing the assignments. But once JavaScript starts, we'll be doing the task as well. So now, after this, we'll be learning next project, that will be project 3. In this, the technologies we'll be using are HTML, CSS, and then Bootstrap, and then something like JavaScript. So you'll be using these technologies, and with the help of these technologies, we'll be creating one website. But we'll be creating this website which is in dynamic in nature. So we'll be creating dynamic front end application, or whatever you can say website, or so dynamic front end application will be creating. The example will be like, user can able to interact with that. So in these things, user just opens that and just click that links and all. Certain pages will be opening, beautiful pages will be created, and here it will be properly displayed in the all kind of devices. So that is the story. But here there will be no inputs, user will not give any input, and as per the input, things will not be changed. But here all the things will be changed. And let's say example here, we'll be having something like online shopping cart or online shopping site. In that you'll be having the products, okay. And the moment you filter them, filtering, right, according to price you can filter them, according to brand you can filter them, according to ratings you can filter them, right, and according to the category of products you can filter them. So like that. So filtering means the moment you take that filtering, and if you click, then immediately the products display will be changing. So first time all products will display. If you apply some filter, only few products will be displayed. So such kind of things will be doing with the help of um, you know JavaScript. So that would be your next project, and in that JavaScript related coding will be writing. With the help of that, we'll be getting a dynamic project over there. So it can be anything, bus booking site like that, we'll be doing it. Next is project 4. We'll be talking about project 4. In project 4, we'll be using React JS, or we say React or React JS. Okay, internally HTML CSS will be there. So apart from that, extra thing what we'll be using is React JS. So again, I'm telling you, these things will take more time. Why? Because once we are done with HTML and CSS, then only we move to this particular concept. Once we are done with this, then only we move to this. And here, JavaScript will take more time to learn. Once we completely learn JavaScript, then only we'll be moving to the project 3. Right? In the same way, once JavaScript is completed, then we'll be working on React.js. We'll be learning all the concepts in the React.js, and we'll be working on different tasks in React.js, assignments, and all. Once that is completed, then we'll be working with the project. So here we'll be creating one single page web application. So what does it mean? And single page and all, you don't need to worry about that. I will be talking in some time. Few classes you can understand about it. Okay, in simple words, you don't need to create multiple web pages. You can create only one web page, but within that only multiple data will come and data will go. So data will come, and so these single page applications we can create with the help of React.js, and it's a pure front end application. And here example again, I can give you a full e-commerce site. Creating one e-commerce application in this project. So after this, we are done with the complete front end. So only in the front end, apart from the tasks and assignments, we'll be doing this many projects. So all 4 projects will be doing here. After this, your back-end journey will be started. And in that, depending on, as I told you already, whether you are Java or whether you are Node, whatever. So first we'll be learning those concepts. So if you are into Java, so in Java, we'll be talking about 4 concepts of Java. You'll be learning them, and You'll be learning advanced concepts of Java. Then you'll be learning something about a database like SQL and all. Then you'll be learning like a frameworks. You'll be learning Spring Boot and all. Then your backend is done. Means concepts are done. Next, when you choose Node.js stream, here you'll be learning about Node.js, and after that you'll be learning Express.js, and after that you'll be learning a database called MongoDB. So these things will be learning. Same is the case with Python as well. You'll be learning core concepts of Python, advanced concepts of Python, and Django. There's a framework called Django. So once these technologies are done, then you'll be working on project. Here you'll be working on a project called project number 5, and in this you'll be using any of the technology total, either Java or Node.js or Python, whatever it is. Using that technology, uh, but without DB, you'll be creating one application. So it's a pure backend application without front end involvement. You'll be creating it. So pure backend application that will be with Java or Node.js, but without DB. This is what you will be doing in the project file. For that, we will be working on project. In that, this is also complete backend only will be doing here. But this time with the database, we'll be including the database. But for both the 5 and 6 projects, we'll be doing API testing. So don't worry about these things. We'll be talking later. So means like whether our backend is properly working or not. Because when we are creating the backend, we'll be assuming ourselves like we don't know anything about the front end. So we have to think like a pure backend developer. At that time, without our front end also, we have to just like cross check like if data really comes from the front end, whether our application is in a position to handle the data or not, whether it is properly responding or not. Everything will be cross checking, and that will be done with the help of testing. So we'll be doing separate tools will be there. With the help of that, we'll be doing this testing. So once this is done, then we'll be moving to the next project. So that will be the project number 7. And in this project, what we'll be doing is we'll be creating whatever the pure backend application will be creating like this. So that backend application will be taking, and for that we'll be creating one front end. With the help of React, we'll be creating one front end, and with the help of whatever Java or whatever it is. So here one backend application will be taking, and these two things will be combining, and we'll be getting a full stack application. Or it's like a complete end-to-end web application we'll be creating. So this would be the journey for our course. Like the different technologies what we learn, and from where we'll be starting, and after that technically. So what are the different things we'll be doing, and how we'll be working with them. So this is about your the complete roadmap for our course here. As I stated with you guys that it will be starting not project this time. Your journey will be starting from front end, and in that HTML, CSS, this one, right? Yeah. As I told you already, if you wanted to learn all these things like from the starting, like your front end, the prerequisites, so means like what you should know before you start your journey. So I can say, guys, absolutely no, or I can say like nothing. Nothing you should know. in terms of technologies. So no special technologies to be learned. Some people say why I'm telling, because there are some uh, speculations or something, like usually people say that we should learn C language before we learn anything, like that something. Okay, if you already having the knowledge in any of the language, software language, whatever it is, if you have, then definitely okay, it would be good to have. It might helpful for you, but to start your journey as a full stack developer, as part of the requirement, absolutely you don't require to be good with any of the you know technologies prior to learn, not required, but just the basic system knowledge. So if you know how to operate system, that is like how to open computer, and then how to open the browser, if you know how to create a folder, and if you know how to create a file, how to store one file in a folder, and how to click the things, how to navigate, if you know all these basic things, those are enough to start your journey as a developer. So front end developer at least, and after that you'll be getting already knowledge in front end, and then that knowledge will be useful for you to start your a back end. And so our journey, as I told you, it will start from HTML. So here also the same story. So this prerequisites I am telling for the complete you know journey of a full stack developer or whatever it is. Now some people will have already, I told you, right, some people are expecting them to have something like some IT background in their studies, like they are thinking like we have to be good with some basics, and all. Absolutely not required. So anyone from any background can learn full stack development. So the only thing is you have to have that passion, and you have to put efforts from your end. So the only two things required are you have to have that passion to become a developer, and also you need to put efforts from your end. If you people are really ready for these two things, that is enough to become a full stack developer within a span of around 4 months. You can able to become a full stack developer. Guys. So I already told you in the last session also, that is like so my students from different backgrounds, and especially non-IT backgrounds, who are from chemistry, BSc chemistry background, and even arts, arts, right, Bachelor of Arts, BA. So those people also got jobs as a full stack developer, as a one stack developer, front end developer. So they're working. So which means you don't have to be an IT guy. Previously, you no need to be having an IT expertise in terms of academic level. Also, you no need to have. That's it. So this is about before we start anything what it is. So now coming to the HTML. So HTML is used for what purpose? To create the web pages only. We'll be using a language called HTML. And what is actually to create web pages? We use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But exactly what exactly the purpose of, or the duty of the HTML here in this process is adding the content. It will add content to the web page. In order to add that, what we have to do? We have to learn HTML. And then, okay, it's like a programming language, and we have to execute it. Right? In order to execute this programming language, what should be there in your system? So, like your system should have some requirements. What should be there in your system? Actually, in order to work with Java or something like some languages, so we need to install the software, Java software, something to be installed in your computer, so that your journey will be started. But if you wanted to work with the HTML, actually we no need to install anything in our computer. Like new things are not required, like any softwares to be not required to be installed over there. Then some basic things are there, like editor, text editor. You should have one text editor in your computer. Example for text editors are whichever I'm using right now. Notepad is one text editor. So in Windows computers, by default, Notepad will be there. You no need to do anything for Notepad. So directly like this, Notepad will be available. One text editor should be there, and one modern browser should be there. One text editor should be there, and one modern browser. Modern, I'm just using that word like modern. Don't think like it is expecting something to be different. Nothing. Just modern browser means whatever the browser we are having. So something like Google Chrome, or Microsoft Edge, or Mozilla Firefox, etc. You can have any browser is enough. So if you have these two things in your computer, we can start our HTML journey here. I think definitely in your all computers you'll be having this. Notepad will be there, and as well as browser. Right? Now, what actually HTML will do? It will be adding the content, right? But how it will be adding the content? HTML will add the content with the help of tags. It will add the content with the help of tags. And the full form for HTML is hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language. And hypertext is something like, if you open any website, web pages in the internet, you'll be observing something like HTTP, right? You might have observed that something like this. HTTP. I think you observe. If not, also you observe later today. Okay. Something this actually indicates HTTP means hypertext transfer protocol. See, whatever the website which is running usually follows this. So, whatever the website you create with a language called HTML, that will be following this particular protocol. That is what hypertext is about, and the content is changing. That is what hypertext. So if you click something, then the content, other content will, that content is like varying. Next, markup language means in any of the language we use tags. Such languages are called markup language. Tags are nothing but like this. If you have anything to write like this, then they are called what? Tags. So Java, since Java is not using tags in its development, that's why we don't call Java as a markup language, but HTML is using tags. That's why we call this as markup language. Now, what HTML will have tags, right? It will add data with the help of tags. Now, something I have written something like this: open header, close. Actually, this is called opening tag. This is called what? It is a opening tag, and this one is called closing tag. It's an opening tag, and this is a closing tag. Together, the opening and closing tag together is there, no? This we call one element. What we call element, or simply we call it as HTML element, or simply we call it as a element. Then what element can contain? Element can contain different data. Different elements will have different data. So what is the different data? Example is text. One element will have text related data. One element will have image related data. One element will have table related data. And one element will have video. One element will have audio. Or one element will have forms. So different things. So these are the data present in a web page. So different elements will have different data, and all these elements are present in a web page, and they will be containing different data here. So this is about the basic things about your HTML and what is web. Then how the structure will be there in a web page. So basic web page structure will be there. So if you talk about any web page that is actually following certain structure here, or I say certain blueprint here, that is this one. There is one tag called opening tag, HTML. Tag name is what? HTML. And here, don't worry about all these things. Just I am telling you the structure. You'll be learning all the things. Header one tag is there, and there is one more tag called a body tag. So what will be there in the body tag? I told you, right, some content. So what will be there in the header tag? So header tag is something which is containing some information which is called metadata. What information will be there? I will tell you what is metadata. But before that, what body will be containing is all visible content. What it will contain? All visible content. Means whenever we open any web page, whatever we see with our eyes, is added within the body tag only. Then what is the meaning of metadata? Metadata meaning is information about information. Information about data. Data about data is called what? Metadata. Let's say example. What the meaning of that is? What your web page name, what your web page is containing, why your web page is created. Such kind of information will be there in the header tag. But the actual information, the actual content is there in the body tag. So to understand in simple way, I can tell you that. See, letter writing, right? When you are writing a letter in your school days to the principal, something like you'll be applying for some leave, right? You want, then here the metadata will be like on the top some date, okay, place, something like some salutation you'll be writing, right? Dear principals or something like that you'll be writing, and at the ending you'll be writing your your sincerely, something like that. Few things you'll be writing over there, right? These are like meta information. And on the top you'll be writing the name of that letter, leave letter or permission letter, something like that you'll be writing. Those are called what? Metadata. But actual, why you want leave, what is the purpose, how many days you want, the main content is written in the body of the letter, you know that, right? So here also the same story. So the body will contain the main things, and other things are just like extra information. So that is what, this is how a web page will be looking like. This is called the basic structure which is followed by any particular web page. So if we wanted to create our own web page, then we have to write this structure and we have to create a web page. I will show you real-time web pages or websites what they are following. What is this? This is Amazon site, right? Now, just to forget about this HTML, inside that tag what is written, you just leave about this. This we can learn later. But what is the first tag? It is that tag name is what? HTML. After HTML, what is there? Head. After HTML, what is there? Head. Now, here, what is happening? Head is closed. This is not considered as a code. This is comments. This green color is comment. This is not code. Head is closed here. Once head is closed, immediately what is open? Body tag is open. Right? Now go to last. Okay, within the body you have so much of content, right? You're able to see options. And this is a drop down box actually. All categories, Alexa skills, Amazon device, Amazon fashion, fresh, something like that. You will be having it. Just go there. But you're having only just 2200 lines only, right? That depends. You are writing your own web page, it may have just less number of lines. That depends. From site to site, that will be varying, right? Yeah. Now, yeah. Here, observe the last line here. These are comments. This is green color are comments, I told you. But now here you observe what is closed. Body tag is closed. Once body is closed, after that immediately what is closed? HTML is closed. So what I want to say here is, any web page which is running will be following this particular structure. So open HTML, close HTML, within that header tag, and then within that body tag. So in this way, the web page will be there. If you want to create your own web page also, we have to follow the same structure. Now we will be learning creating our first web page. We'll be doing this now. Creating our first web page. So if you wanted to do all these things, first what you will be doing is, in your computer, you just to create one folder, sir. Just to create it, normal folder for every day, whatever the things you are doing, those things should be stored in one particular folder. You should not save them in desktop. One day you have to, you should you're saving in desktop. Next day things you are saving in E drive. Next you are saving in C drive. You should not do that. So we have to store everything in a separate a specific location. So for that, just to create the folder structure, it's up to you. Just to create some folder like full stack folder, one folder. Within that, you create one folder like front end folder, separate folder. one more folder like back end you can create, and within that front end you can create a folder like a HTML folder, one more folder like CSS, like that you create a structure. This is the first basic thing you do. Now creating the first web page, right? If you want to create the web page, so some steps we need to follow. The first step is open new notepad. Open one new file in notepad. This thing we have to do. Next, after that we have to write the basic structure. What is the basic structure of web page? Just now we have discussed open HTML, close HTML, that, right? So that we have to write. So basic structure or blueprint of web page, we have to write this. Okay, and after that, very important thing, we have to save the file. Save the file with extension. What extension? .html extension. That's it. If you do this, your web page is created. That much simple. Then you want to see the output, then go to the folder specific location where you created your web pages. Go to that location, and after that, after going to that location, then open the file. You can do that. So these three steps only are there to create a web page, but to see the output we have to go to file location. Your file location, you have to go to there, and then you have to right click on the file, and then we have to open with the browser. I will show you, don't worry. So open with browser option. So that's it. In this way we can able to check our web page is created and is showing the output or not. So now we will start. So what are the steps? Open file in notepad. Which file? A new file in notepad, or simply open one new notepad. There is a meaning of that. Now we will see everything step by step. So now we have to open one new notepad, right? See, observe, I will be doing the same. So now I am going to open notepad. Now already one is there for something we are writing. Now I created one new notepad. Open. Now what is the second step? After this, what we need to do? We have to uh, write the basic blueprint or basic structure. We need to write here. We need to write basic structure or the blueprint of the page, right? Now we need to write that. So just write it now. Yeah, yes, I have written that. And this is for you to understand. I have written like this. You should not write like this. Not write like that. No, you can write this. And see, this is edit tag and this is body tag. Now it has been written. Now save this file. Save the file. Where we need to save? I told you you can save anywhere, but before that you have to create some folder structure. It will be good to save. So what I am doing, observe, in my computer I am going to desktop. Okay, I don't have other drives, sir. I have only one drive called here C drive, but in your computer will be having the drives, right? So just don't to save in the C drive, try to save in D or somewhere, just to create some folder structure first of all. Okay, here something like documents, something. Okay, desktop here is there. Now here I am going to uh, create one folder now, new folder, absolute new folder I am creating now. The folder name I am writing full stack 10:30 a.m. This is the folder I create. Now in that I want all front end data to be stored in one area. For that I am writing one folder called front end. Now within that folder called HTML. I can write HTML learning or HTML. You write anything. See, folder names can be anything, right? Yeah. Next another folder is CSS learning, something like that. Okay. So as of now we are only working on HTML. Right? What I mean to say here is all your HTML related data daily you'll be practicing, right? All the things to be stored in this particular area only. Don't store somewhere else. Okay, fine. Now that's it. Folder structure is created. Where we are here. So second step is done. We have written the basic structure. Now we have to save the file. How to save the file? Go to file here, click save, or simply control yes, click it. but where it is saving full stack 8 a.m. something. No, I don't want. I want to save in our folder. What is the folder we created? Full stack 10:30 a.m. front end and HTML. Yeah, here I want to save my file. Now, file name. You can write any file name here. Now I am writing my file name as first page. You write any name, but don't write spaces. Don't write spaces. And dot html extension is that ending should be with this dot html. And very important thing here, you have to write save type to all files. What you have to write here? Save type to all files. Don't keep it text document. Then what happened? First page dot html will become one file name, and it will create a text file called first page dot html. It will become a text file, but I want it to be a web page, so we have to keep it all files. Then click a button called save. Now I saved. So three steps are completed. Now web page is created. Absolutely, to see the output we have to go to file location, but website is already created. So what is our file location? Front end html. See, now all of you are able to see this, right? File created or not? What is our file name? First page. And what is the time? Just now it is created 11:30. And what is the type of this file? HTML document. Chrome. Okay, leave. Why? Because in my computer Chrome is the default browser. That's why it is telling Chrome HTML document. And icon also, right? You are able to see icon. That icon is also showing Chrome icon. In your computer, if Microsoft Edge is the default browser, then it will show Edge icon. If it is a other browser is there in your computer as a default, then that will show that icon. That doesn't matter here. And now we have to see the output. To see the output, uh, go to that folder, yeah, location. Now select that file. Select means just normally touch that file, so that usually it will be out like this, right? Now like this, just touch that. Then to see the output, what to do? Go to there and right click on that file and then open with browser option. So right click on that file and then here open with option, then go with any of the browser. Here I have two browsers, Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge. Click any of the browser. Now I am clicking Microsoft Edge. Now you are able to see here. But what is happening here? White color, everything is looking empty, but first page.html is open. But why it is looking empty? Because in our code or in our web page, in the body, what data we have? No data we have. Now what I am doing, observe. Dear students, welcome to full stack learning. Dear students, welcome to full stack learning. Now save this and go to the browser. Save this actually. So you know, right, how to save. What are the change you make? Then click go to file and save, or now directly press Ctrl S. It will be automatically saved. Now go to this browser. This is the earlier output edition. Simply reload the web page. Now observe, it's showing the output. That's it. And for all these things to happen, you don't require internet connection also. You require browser. That's it. Internet is not required to work with this. The steps, same steps. Simply open the new notepad, then write the basic structure, then save the file with .html as the extension. That's it, created. But to see the output, go to the location, then open it through browser. That will be created. Now what I have written there, full stack learning, right? Now I am making some change. Just before here I am writing one word like my. Here I am writing something like my dear students and save this. Now just to go to this and reload this. Yes, that has been updated, right? That's it. So this is how we'll be creating our first web page. So that's it. I don't want to get into much details today only. So that is about today's session, guys. So what we have discussed in today's session, we have talked about the roadmap of our program, and after that I talked about different projects which we are going to discuss in our course, what we are going to do. I have talked about it and along with the technologies. And after that, I talked about the prerequisite. Nothing is required to start. And then I started with HTML and the purpose of HTML we have seen, and the requirements to run HTML. Then the basic structure of the HTML, opening tags, closing tags. So this is about HTML stuff, and this is the basic structure of your HTML. Then very important aspect we learned today, that is creating our own first web page. To do that, first just create some folders. Just create folders or folder structure in your computer, just anywhere in any drive, just create it. After that, that is not required. If you don't create also, it will work anywhere you can save, but to be on the better side, just to create some folder structure. Then create a new, open a new notepad, a new file in the notepad, and then write the basic structure, and then save the file with that HTML extension. And to see the output, go to the file location and then right click and then open it through any of the browsers, so that we can able to create. So I want you guys to try this. So don't make it complex. Simply just don't write much content in the body. Just write some normal text and try to save it and just to check the output. That's it. Don't do anything. Don't edit it. Just normally write it and just check it. So that is a task to you. I hope you guys will be doing it. So just to take this one, take this screenshot, all of you. Just take the screenshot. Just let me know once you are done with taking the screenshot. Just respond, guys, if you're done with taking the screenshot. Just take the photo. If you're connected through mobile, just take the screenshots. Or if not, if you're done with doing connected through computer, there also you can take the screen, or you can take snap photo. Just give me confirmation that you have done. You're done. I want you to take another one. That's right. Good, good. And the basic structure also, if you want, you can take this structure. Just to take this also. Just take this one. So that's it, guys. That's it about today's session. So I want you guys to create your own web page today. That is a task to you, creating your own web page. Just to create it and just save it and just show see the output. That's it. Don't do anything. Don't open that file again and don't try to edit also. Just to create one web page. If you want to create one more, just create one more web page. That's it. Don't try to edit the same one. So don't do all those things. Just already, if it is already open in the notepad, just to make some changes. That's it. That is enough. So that's it, guys. That is about today's session. I hope you are clear with the today's session. Still, if you're having any doubt regarding today's session, just let me know, guys. Else, if you are clear with the today's session, mention like you are clear in the chat box. Else, if you are having any doubt, mention your doubt in the chat box. I'll be answering you. All of you should respond. If you have any doubt, just mention your doubt in the chat box. Else, you have to mention like you are clear. Or you can even unmute yourself and you can ask your doubt as well. Quickly, all of you. So I want the session to be interactive, guys. All of you should. So HTML is a simple one. Sudha, here it will take just uh, a week to 10 days to complete HTML, and with complete practical knowledge. Everything will be doing practically, Sudha. Yeah. Okay, guys. Then don't postpone the activity. Try to create, you know, the first web page and do that. Yeah. Yes, with Notepad only, we'll be doing complete HTML. absolutely. We don't require any other tool. Yeah. So don't neglect, guys. Definitely how to do this practice of creating the first web page. So in the next session, we'll be looking into some other aspects of HTML. So bye, guys. Then yeah, bye. Take care.